The 2025 Lakers season is officially over. They lost 4 games to 1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves in a series which everybody thought they were going to win and advance to the second round. Now, a lot of people, including me going into this year, did not believe that the Lakers were going to win a title, but thought it was a little bit scary because LeBron could retire any single day now, and Anthony Davis wasn't somebody that you wanted to build around long term given his age and injury history. And then they pulled off the trade of a lifetime back in February, trading for a 25-year-old Luka Doncic, which completely changed the direction and the optimism of this team's long-term outlook after this year and the post-LeBron James era in LA. I did think it was kind of funny seeing that LeBron James video where he said that the team needed a center, and then after that they traded away Anthony Davis.
Basically from mid-January on, right when AD got injured, you guys started playing a lot of centerless basketball, and that required a lot from you and Doe and Rui and then Vando once he got back. Just from a physical, taxing standpoint, how tough was that for the last 3.5 months to play that style, and do you feel like that caught up at all in this series?
No comment. I'll never say that because my guy AD said what he needed, and then he was gone the following week, so I got no comment.
Because yeah, they would do this trade 10 times out of 10, they would do it over again, and honestly, they still got pennies on the dollar for what Luka Doncic should have went for if he was made available to the rest of the NBA, and the fact that the Lakers didn't have to give up Austin Reeves and all this was still amazing to this day. But speaking of Austin Reeves, he had such a phenomenal and breakout 2025 season. He gelled so well with Luka Doncic in the half court and looked like he could be one of the best third scoring options in the NBA. Over his last 15 regular season games, Reeves averaged 23 points on 68% true shooting, but in the playoffs in those 5 games against a good Timberwolves defense, he averaged just 16 points per game, down 7 from that stretch in the regular season on just 53% true shooting. He was a negative player on both the offensive end and the defensive end. And even if you look at Reeves' numbers in the playoffs, in that 2023 Western Conference Finals where he was fantastic against the Nuggets, he averaged 21 points on 73% true shooting. Since that playoff series in 2024 against the Nuggets and this year against the Timberwolves, he's averaged just 16 points on 55% true shooting. I wonder if the Lakers are going to reevaluate his fit next year on this team, given that he's eligible for a new extension after next year's regular season and can make almost double what he's making now. And also, after the Lakers got eliminated, Mark Williams, who the Lakers technically traded for right after the Luka trade, was posting stuff on social media kind of making fun of the Lakers losing in this playoff series because they didn't really have any big man depth. And that was on full display because Rudy Gobert, who has not been the greatest playoff performer in his career, had 27 points, 24 rebounds, and was a plus 18 when he was on the floor. The Lakers did not even play Jackson Hayes in game number 5. The Maxi Kleber, Jared Vanderbilt, or even at the time Dorian Finney-Smith or Rui Hachimura center minutes did not work out for this team. And JJ Redick definitely got outcoached in this series by Chris Finch, but JJ Redick is a rookie head coach, and I would put a grade on his first year in the NBA in A. He's got a great relationship with Luka Doncic and LeBron, and the Lakers definitely got their guy for their long-term future. Definitely their most exciting coach on their roster since maybe Phil Jackson. But the Lakers' lack of depth, size, and late game execution in the first round pretty much confirmed to us that the regular season is not the playoffs, and Rob Pelinka, the main decision maker in LA, said that we are going to build a roster that fits JJ Redick's basketball philosophy going forward. Luka Doncic is going to be eligible for an extension this offseason if he does want to re-sign with the Lakers on a 3-year deal. Luka does have a player option after the end of the 2026 regular season, where he could be a free agent in a year from now. There are no signs that Luka Doncic would not re-sign with the Lakers this offseason. He may wait a year, but I do think when it's all said and done, Luka is going to be in LA for a long time. It would definitely be a curveball if Luka Doncic did not re-sign with the Lakers within any point of the next 3 years. LeBron James is going to be a free agent this offseason yet again. It does look like LeBron is going to have at least one more year back in the NBA. LeBron was still an all-NBA caliber player this year as a 40-year-old, which is just incredible by the day. He's going to be 41 years old next year. He averaged 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists this year, and he was still a productive player in round 1 where he averaged 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, but he averaged 40 minutes a night. And what the Lakers need going forward, if they're going to try to contend with LeBron on their roster next year, they need to have any sort of bench. LeBron played way too much as a 40-year-old, and sometimes he looked gassed late in the game, so the Lakers need to add to their bench, because having a bench of Maxi Kleber, Jordan Goodwin, Jackson Hayes, and Gabe Vincent isn't going to cut it for this team going forward. So I do think the Lakers are in a better position if LeBron James takes a pay cut next year. Will he do that? I think it really is going to be an ultimatum from him this offseason. You want to get one last $50 million contract, you're not going to have a great bench, and you're going to have to play a lot in late close games. Or if you take a little bit of a pay cut, or maybe even a massive pay cut, if this is going to be your final year, you can actually use that open cap space to have a deep bench and go on a deep playoff run and surround Luka and LeBron with great switchable defenders and rim protectors, as well as some really good shooters for one last go of things in the 2026 playoffs. The Lakers do have the Dalton Connect trade piece, who was a rookie last year. They tried to sell high on him for Mark Williams at the deadline. I thought that was going to be a great idea, and it is unfortunate that that trade did get rescinded because of Mark Williams' medical. They do have Rui Hachimura's the Lakers do have Rui Hachimura's $18 million contract next year, which is an expiring deal. Dorian Finney-Smith has a $15 million player option that he can opt out of and become a free agent this offseason. He could opt in and get extended by the Lakers. They do have $11 million owed to Maxi Kleber and Gabe Vincent next year, both expiring deals. Jared Vanderbilt is making over $10 million for the next 4 years. He has a player option of $13 million in 2028. Those are all tradable contracts that the Lakers could look to move this offseason. The Lakers do not own much draft capital to move in a deal. They can include a swap in 2026 or 2028. They could look to move their 2031 first round pick, which they did in the Mark Williams trade, because they do have some draft picks that are still going to Utah in 2027 from the Russell Westbrook salary dump, and obviously the first round picks they sent to Dallas in the Luka Doncic trade. The Lakers will have a little bit of flexibility this offseason. They're going to be $1.3 million over the luxury tax. They are $6.7 million below the first apron and will only have access to their $5.7 million non-tax mid-level exception. And the Lakers are well below the second apron, so they do have that flexibility to aggregate contracts in a trade. But I will say that the Lakers offseason got a lot more interesting after this playoff series, because there's going to be a 4-year, $229 million max contract on the table for Luka Doncic to sign, where there's going to have $51 million in the first year, and that replaces the $27 million player option. So it's basically a 3-year, $165 million extension. That is kind of similar to what the Cavs re-signed Donovan Mitchell with last offseason. And this short-term extension allows Luka Doncic to re-enter free agency sooner and potentially recoup the $345 million he lost when he was traded from the Dallas Mavericks, because he could no longer sign a supermax. And Austin Reeves is going to be going into the third year of that 4-year, $53 million deal that he signed back in 2023. The last year does have a player option on it. So will the Lakers look to build around Luka Doncic with Austin Reeves long term, or would they think that Austin Reeves still has a ton of value on the open market given his age, given his shot creating ability, and because he's still only making $13 million, that they could look to trade him this offseason? Could the Lakers really try to get a massive upgrade with the big man? Could they call the Miami Heat for Bam Adebayo? Could they call the Boston Celtics for Kristaps Porzingis? Both of these guys are making a decent amount of money, but you could see the vision why their current team could trade them. The Lakers could also just target athletic rim running bigs. Could they re-enter talks with Mark Williams? Could they see if the Brooklyn Nets would part ways with Nick Claxton, or the New York Knicks with Mitchell Robinson? All of these guys would be much cheaper options to go out and get, and you could dangle an Austin Reeves in some of those deals, or maybe it would just be Dalton Connect and some draft capital, similar to what they gave up for Mark Williams back in February. I don't think the Lakers are going to have nearly enough for Giannis Antetokounmpo this offseason if he were to be made available by the Milwaukee Bucks, but you never know. Nobody thought that the Lakers were getting Luka Doncic back in February, but I do think it's going to be a really exciting offseason for the Lakers. It could get very interesting if they look to move Austin Reeves, who probably has the most trade value on this team, not named Luka Doncic. And if LeBron James takes a pay cut, what if he signed a veteran minimum? What if LeBron just took $20 million from this team? That could allow the Lakers to get under the first apron. That could also allow them to go out and sign somebody with their mid-level exception. Imagine they're able to add somebody like a Nickeil Alexander-Walker, a Gary Trent Jr., or maybe it's just a Clint Capella, a Brook Lopez, or a Steven Adams this offseason, and now you can add 2 to 3 guys with the money you're saving financially from LeBron taking a pay cut, and the Lakers can definitely optimize their 2026 roster if LeBron does that, because you're going to have teams in the Western Conference that are going to be tough to beat. You're going to still have to go through Minnesota. How about OKC? What if Houston lands a big name this offseason? San Antonio is going to be better next year, and you still have teams like Denver, the Clippers, the Warriors that are going to still be tough opponents throughout all of next year's regular season and into the playoffs, and you don't want to put too many eggs in the LeBron James basket at 41 years old. So yeah, now that the Lakers are eliminated, let me know what you guys think that they are going to do this offseason down below. Do you think they're going to go out and make a big trade for a center? Do you think they're going to look to just add some depth pieces on the margin? margins, or could we see LeBron take a pay cut and this team could look a lot better at the start of next year's regular season? Let me know down below. Drop a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe for more NBA content all offseason long. The draft lottery is in about 10 days, so we're going to have a ton of draft content after that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.